Jo, dann würde ich einfach mal sagen, wir fangen an. Erst einmal hier rüber. Und hallo. Und Dankeschön, Torf. So, jetzt müssen wir erstmal kurz schauen. Ich hoffe, dass es vom Ton her okay ist. So, ihr müsst notfalls Bescheid sagen, falls es irgendwie zu laut ist oder so. Ich habe keinen Plan, was mich in dem Spiel erwarten wird und wie laut es sein wird und was weiß ich alles. Jo, gucken wir mal. Jo, das geht. Das funktioniert. Ich hoffe mal auch, dass das hier drüben funktioniert. Ich bin hier immer noch dabei, neue... wir können hier die Option ein bisschen... okay. Grafik. Vollbild im Fenster. Texturqualität. Maximal. Ja, das scheint eigentlich okay zu sein. Mitwirkende brauche ich nicht. Genau, ich bin ja immer noch dabei, ein bisschen bei den Einstellungen was rumzutesten, was den Stream angeht. Scheint aber soweit hinzuhauen. Lustigerweise habe ich diese Einstellungen nur geändert, damit auf meiner Facebook-Seite eine automatische Benachrichtigung kommt mit von wegen, hey Leute, ich bin online, schaut auf meinen Twitch-Kanal, damit ich dort nicht ständig noch posten muss. Und damit der Kanal auch ein kleines bisschen lebendiger wird, auch wenn es nur automatisierte Nachrichten sind. Aber das ist egal. Jo, Torb, ich hoffe, du hattest soweit einen schönen Tag gehabt. Und ich hoffe, ich kann ihn dir noch ein wenig versüßen mit... Oh, das war laut.
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Was will die alte Schachtel machen?
Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
so, okay. Ist es vom Ton her eigentlich okay? Also ich würde halt tatsächlich, wenn gerade nichts gesagt wird, einfach leise bleiben, um nicht irgendwie so reinzuschwallen. Oder soll ich den Ton ein bisschen runterdrehen? Dein Tag, es freut mich, dass dein Tag gut war und jetzt auch besser geworden ist. Ich vertraue mal meiner Mom.
Please, be my guest, Mother.
Well done, Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother. You know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No. Even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to Von Borchert.
Also es hat was. Nimm dir regelmäßig deine Notizen zur Hand. Das ist halt so Telltale-mäßig. Hört man eigentlich auch mich ganz gut, während hier Zeug passiert, oder übertönt das Spiel mich zu sehr? Wird leicht übertönt. So, guck mal. Kann ich hier den... Ich würde gerne den Ton etwas... Machen wir den mal auf 50%. So, ich hoffe mal, jetzt geht's.
You just had to pick up Von Burchard's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island?
Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
Episode 1. Die Verrückten.
The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Hone.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Hone, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Ich habe Geschäftsbeziehungen oder ich habe persönliche Gründe. Naja, bei Geschäftsbeziehungen werden sie mich wahrscheinlich fragen, was? Und dann kann ich nicht gut lügen. Wir versuchen mal solange wir keinen Grund haben zu lügen, versuchen wir einfach mal ehrlich zu
Your
bleiben.
Eminence, with all due respect, I prefer to keep my reasons for coming here to myself. I promise, it has nothing to do with the legendary party that you all appear to be preparing for.
Believe what you will, my son. However, everything is related to the legendary parties organized by our host.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of
Diese
that.
Augen sind geil.
Anyway,
Diese
consider
Augenfarbe.
yourself fortunate, young man. because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Gut, dass du Pizza bestellt hast. Inwiefern? Gehe ich recht in der Annahme, dass du das erste Mal hier bist. Die Frage an die Herzogin weiterleiten. Oder, na komm, ich habe gesagt, wir bleiben ehrlich, solange wir keinen Grund haben.
That's right. Until now, I've never been invited by Lord Mortimer.
You'll see. You won't soon forget it.
Given what I've seen so far, I wish I'd been passed over.
Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Are you all right?
Das Kleid ist auch schön.
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, sir. Don't. No. No!
You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay.
Okay, es geht mit der Verwirrung schon los.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on? Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes! I'm sorry. I'm sure yes.
Fine.
Boah, jetzt klang die aber eingeschnappt. Das Spiel ist mega spannend und es ist wirklich unterhaltsam.
Definitely
Ja,
have to find Mother quickly.
Am I going crazy or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived
der.
with me.
Das ist okay.
What's happening to me, for God's sake?
So, okay.
I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Gibt mir halt auch so, Lovecraft-Vibes. Und ich liebe Lovecraft-Vibes in Spielen. So, gibt's hier, jetzt habe ich nicht aufgepasst, gab's hier eine... Ach so, Ich habe jetzt nämlich nicht aufgepasst, ob es hier eine Taste für das Tagebuch gab. Gucken wir mal. Nein. Ach so, das ist drehen. Oder ob das Tagebuch überhaupt schon offen ist. Okay, also zumindest so die üblichen Verdächtigen gab es noch nicht. Also Torf, falls da jetzt gerade irgendwie eine Taste stand mit drücke das und das für das Journal oder so, gebt mir mal bitte Bescheid. Wie sieht's mit dem Rennen aus? Okay, das ist Rennen.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Oh, 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 oh! Der Diplomat hat seine Stärken im gesellschaftlichen Ding. Als versierter Redekünstler umschifft er alle Konversationsklippen und kann seine Gesprächspartner nach Belieben überreden, ohne sie vor den Kopf zu stoßen. Sein liebstes Feld ist das der Politik. Mit der Auswahl deiner Klasse legst du deine Hauptfertigkeiten fest. Andere Fertigkeiten stehen dir zwar ebenfalls zur Verfügung, aber um sie zu erlangen, muss ich mehr zahlen. Okay. Der Okkultist ist ein Meister der Täuschung. Überzeugt davon, wie bedeutend Wissend ist, hat er sich umfassende Fachkompetenzen in allen Dingen angeeignet, die die Wissenschaft und Kunst betreffen. Es macht ihm nichts aus, andere Personen auszunutzen, um seine eigenen Ziele zu erreichen. Mit der Auswahl deiner Klasse... Achso, was ist das? Was haben wir hier? Ah, okay. Politik, Etikette, Sprachen, Überzeugung, Ablenkung. Manipulation, Okkultismus, Belesenheit, Wissenschaft, Heimlichkeit klingt gut. Der Detektiv glänzt bei Nachforschungen. Er ist geübt darin, selbst das kleinste Detail in seiner Umgebung und bei den Personen, die er befragt, zu entdecken. Als zupackender Typ hat er keine Scheu davor, die Dinge direkt anzugehen. Befragung, Aufmerksamkeit, Psychologie, Gewandtheit und Logik. Also ich persönlich bin ja für Okkultist. Einfach weil das gibt jetzt schon Lovecraft-Vibes und Herr mit dem Okkultisten. Deine Fertigkeiten, wähle sie. Okkultist, 3 Punkte verfügbar. Hallo Tassido, schön, dass du da bist. Okkultist hat die folgenden Fertigkeiten frei. Belesenheit, Okkultist, Heimlichkeit, du verfügst jetzt über 7 Konzentrationspunkte für deine Fertigkeiten. Aufgrund deiner Vergangenheit erhältst du 1 Punkt in Manipulation und 1 Punkt in Psychologie. Was haben wir denn hier alles? Wissenschaft, du bist stets auf dem neuesten Stand. Wie geht's dir denn so, Tassidor? Belesenheit. Genieße die Vorzüge eines hervorragenden kulturellen Hintergrunds in puncto Kunst, Geografie und Geschichte. Schalte Dialogoption und Aktion frei. 4 Punkte in Stufe 2. Du kannst dich auf dein Wissen über Sagen, Kult auf. Das klingt auch super. Dir gelingt es mit Leichtigkeit, Menschen dazu zu bringen, in deinem Sinne zu handeln. Und was ist das? Heimlichkeit. Ach so, das heißt... Das habe ich schon alles. Okay. Oh ja, angenehme Woche bisher. Das freut mich. Hier ist es... Fertigkeit wird nicht beherrscht. Geht das? Kann ich das wählen? Ah, okay, okay. Ich könnte hier also das reinmachen. Das ist die Frage. Nee, ich glaube, ich mache erstmal... Gehen wir erstmal hier komplett in die Manipulation rein. Ach, damit kann ich das Menü aufrufen. Okay.
I have been involved in all sorts of unsolved cases. Have you ever heard of the Abbey of Hexham?
Vaguely.
An ingenious scam involving mass manipulation on a scale never seen before.
There was a cavern under the abbey, wasn't there?
Exactly. The wind would blow in through spouts, creating a terrifying howling sound. So, to stop the howling, the priests called for offerings from the peasants.
And if they brought enough money, I'm guessing the priest stopped the howling. A perfect trick to fool simple souls.
Admit it, Duchess. That story kept you in suspense, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I'm delighted to find out that you were the young and brilliant French investigator.
For someone who only remembers the case vaguely, your memories are very clear.
Well, they say I have the memory of 2 people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Nein, aber ich lüge sie besser an. Leider nein. Will ich sie anlügen? Wollen wir versuchen, sie anzulügen? Ich kann mich für sowas muss so schwer entscheiden. Ich habe doch keinen Grund, sie anzulügen.
Please excuse me, madam. I'm sure we've met before, but I don't remember where.
I appreciate your honesty, even if it's not very flattering for me.
I imagine that with your beauty, madam, it's the first time a man hasn't remembered your face.
Oh.
Well, I must say, you make up for yourself rather elegantly.
Please stop torturing me. I'm completely at your mercy. Where have we met?
4 years ago, in London,
No. Sorry, I don't remember.
in the office of William Pitt. Remember? No?
I'm so sorry, Emily, but I really don't remember you.
Let's drop it, Louis. It doesn't matter. Right, time to go to the manor.
Hinweissuche. Deine Fähigkeiten erlauben dir, versteckte Details zu entdecken. Wähle die am besten zur aktuellen Situation passende Stelle aus, um versteckte Details zu offenbaren. Für die Hinweissuche werden keine Konzentrationspunkte fällig. Du musst lediglich die passende Fertigkeit besitzen, um zur entsprechenden Hinweissuche zu gelangen. Okay.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Ach so, okay. Persönlichkeit. Jede Person, die du auf der Insel triffst, hat ihre eigene Persönlichkeit, wodurch sie gegenüber manchen Fertigkeiten anfällig wird, anderen gegenüber hingegen immun bleibt. Um deine Ziele zu erreichen, musst du die Persönlichkeit deiner Konversationspartner kennen. Wenn du eine Fertigkeit einsetzt, gegen die eine Immunität vorliegt, wirst du keinen Erfolg haben und zugleich in den Zustand erschöpft geraten. Nutzt du hingegen eine Schwäche mit der entsprechenden Fertigkeit aus, erhältst du einen Konzentrationspunkt zurück. Immunitäten und Schwächen kannst du im Bereich Notizen im Menü finden. Immunität erkannt, Schwäche erkannt. Die Taste drücken, okay.
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but you still...
Okay. Emily Hillsborough. Immunität gegenüber Logik. Sie ist echt... Wirklich? Du bist immun gegen Logik? Wie bist denn du drauf? Louis und Giuseppe Piaggi. Okay. Achso, das ist das. Das sind Meisterokkultist. Eine erfolgreiche Hinweissuche stellt einen Konzentrationspunkt wieder her. Okay. Okay. Ach, hier ist auch noch jemand. Achso, das ist Mutti. Was haben wir hier? Den Archidoxis Magica. Eines der zahlreichen Bände dieses Meisters der Alchemie, der seine Belesenheit und Aufgeschlossenheit dem besseren Verständnis der Welt widmete. Er gab dem Symbol für Zink seinen Namen. Was ist das? Emilys Taschentuch und Mortimers Einladung. Verehrter Monsieur de Richer, ich schreibe Ihnen, um meine Verlegenheit bezüglich der Situation auszudrücken, in der ich mich befinde. Wie Sie vielleicht wissen, hatte ich Ihre Mutter Sarah de Richer vor einigen Wochen auf meine Insel eingeladen. Wir arbeiteten an gemeinsamen Projekten, die mit Ihren Orden zu tun haben. Ihr Aufenthalt hier verlief ohne besondere Vorkommnisse, bis sie gestern plötzlich verschwand. Ich will Sie nicht in Sorgen stürzen, aber ich bitte Sie, so schnell wie möglich hierher zu kommen, damit wir Licht in diese Sache bringen können. Vielen Dank im Voraus, hochachtungsvoll, Lord William Mortimer, Marquis von Westfordshire. Okay. Gelee Royal, Goldelixier, Erdsternchen und Karmelitengeist. Okay.
haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richer.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Talente erhältst du, indem du bestimmte Aktionen durchführst. Sieh die Bedingungen und Effekte der einzelnen Talente einmal genauer an, denn sie stellen interessante Verbesserungen dar. Talente im... Okay. Das waren die Dinge hier, ne? Okay, erreiche Stufe 3 Manipulation. Okay. Ich würde sagen, wir machen erstmal hier den Meisterokkultisten. Das heißt Manipulation, Okkultismus und Heimlichkeit müssen hoch. Das muss hoch. Das muss hoch. Und jetzt habe ich ihn wieder vergessen. Ich hatte doch hier was blinken sehen. Oder gehörte das einfach nur zum... Das gehörte wohl... Da, doch hier. Ich wusste auch, da war was. Gelee Royal stellt 2 Konzentrationspunkte wieder her. Okay.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Da geht's hoch. Was haben wir denn hier drüben noch?
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Riche.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Was weiß er bei meiner Mutter? Wo ist Lord Morton? Komm, wie
What
macht
can you
das
tell
hier?
me about the disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But Sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location. But no one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
What do you mean?
On several occasions, we have found leftovers of food, a few of her things, or even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Fertigkeiten ermöglichen dir unter Einsatz von Konzentrationspunkten einzigartige Entscheidungen und Aktionen. Je höher dabei die Stufe der Fertigkeit ist, desto niedriger fallen die Konzentrationskosten aus. Okay. Gibt es irgendwelche Zeugen und Kunden Fragen noch nicht erlangt? Ach so.
Did anyone see anything else?
Unfortunately not, sir. Only lights were seen by servants of the manor, sir. And as I was saying, sir, all the guests were asleep, and no one seems to have noticed anything at all. We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief.
Warum hast du das
Handkerchief is
Taschentuch bei
embroidered
dir?
with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here. Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Gibst mir gefälligst das Taschentuch. Ja komm, gib her.
Pass me the handkerchief.
But sir, my orders were to give it to my master.
Oh.
Are you refusing to give me my own mother's personal belongings? Even though she was greatly looking forward to meeting your master, she's gone missing. And you seem incapable of finding her.
Oh, but sir, please.
And to top it all off, you refuse to give me the handkerchief that she so often let me use? Do I deserve such little consideration in your eyes? Is that what you wish me to report to your master?
No, certainly not, sir. Please forgive me, sir. I have been such an idiot. Here you are.
Das ging leichter als gedacht. Diener, Schwäche, Manipulation. Yay! Aber jetzt irgendwie Punkte oder so? Nee, Punkte gibt's keine.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this wharf?
Let me in!
It's locked. I'll never get it open barehanded.
Wie? Ich kann wirklich ein Schloss knacken? Ach komm.
There we are. This looks like a pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful.
Ich glaube, theoretisch könnte ich tatsächlich das Outfit hier für meine Arbeit tragen. Das Ganze ein bisschen dunkler und nicht ganz so in diesen Erdtönen, aber grundsätzlich.
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels. Uh-huh. What have we here? It's cannon powder.
The powder's wet. Not surprising, given the dampness of the dog.
It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. Apparently, someone on this island has gone through a whole lot of trouble to arm themselves. I really must find you, dear mother, and quickly too.
Bähnchenstück. Für je 4 Bähnchenstücke, die du einsammelst, steckt eine maximale Konzentration. Sehr schön.
A fragment of amber.
Nun, wenigstens ein bisschen Amber haben wir hier mit dabei, wie bei Styx. So, ist uns noch was? Nein.
A wooden floorboard. Probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed.
Achso, das ist das
Probably
gleiche.
comes from this part
Ja,
of the
okay.
wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed. Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest. Ah, shit! It's not coming up. I'll never manage it barehanded. I need something to lever it with.
Also man muss hier wirklich noch ganz gut aufpassen. Diese Hinweise sind tatsächlich relativ klein.
Looks like the barrel's been broken for quite some time. Looks like a bar from an old gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come in handy. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
So, ist hier noch irgendwo was?
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time. Let's see what's hidden inside.
an Mr. Kakao, Mr. R. Galbraith, Jerkin Silver Savior und auf dem Umschlag sind Ideogramme. Natürlich, die Ideogramme fallen sofort auf.
A letter written in an Oriental language. I haven't the slightest idea what it says. It's too badly written, I can't make out the address. The address is 50 Bedford Square, London. The addressee's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me, it's about time the Order sent some envoys there.
Wie viele sind denn hier noch?
Probably a Dutchman. This envelope is meant for the Vatican. Apparently this letter is meant for Pope Pius VI, born Giovanni Braschi. I wonder which one of these people is influential enough to write to the Pope in person.
Was ist das? Okay.
Samuel Ritter Dauchois. Mother, you test me even when you're not here. It's an anagram of Louis Moras de Riche. You wanted to write to me then. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Riche.
what is your game here, Mother? What are these strange turns of phrase? Never heard you speak like that. What's going on here? That you write to me under a pen name, okay. But here you go even further, by trying to avoid raising any suspicions should anyone else read it. I wonder if this Godoy is the person you came looking for. Think. Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar?
Jetzt erinnere ich mich. Ich habe keine Ahnung.
I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
Ansonsten ist hier nichts mehr? Da war doch noch mehr.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Let's look.
So, die hatten wir ja schon alle. Genau, der fehlt noch.
An address in Cairo, Egypt. Mortimer communicates with the whole world, apparently.
Okay, das war... So, jetzt noch die Holzplanke wieder abmachen. Ich meine, es fällt überhaupt nicht auf, dass hier ein Gast die ganze Zeit nach unten
This
bleibt.
chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough.
Was war das? Das war doch hier, ne?
That does it. Let's see what's hidden inside.
There's a book and also a bag.
The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well. Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time. And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers. For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
Manuskripte. Mit Manuskripten kannst du dich während des Abenteuers weiterbilden. Zu Beginn jedes Kapitels legst du fest, welches Manuskript du lesen willst und erhältst dafür permanente Fertigkeitspunkte. Okay.
Let's look inside the bag. A little food.
Ach so, verstehe.
Some toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder.
Gehen wir mal von oben nach unten.
Some fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread. The fruit's still firm. And the bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days. Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. What does all this mean?
Ich denke mal, der Schlüssel, das dürfte der Schlüssel von dem Tor sein.
An iron key completely rusted. You never know. It might be useful. I hope Mother wasn't counting on it. The bottom of the bag is covered in black powder. And judging by its consistency, it's the same type of powder that I found earlier. This just gets better and better. Right. Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see her. So, let's go through this. My mother's been hiding pieces of bread between the rotten boards of the wharf in the middle of the night. That's not normal. And if that weren't enough, looks now like she's armed. Meanwhile, she also takes the time to send out letters, reassuring whoever might be interested that she's having a fabulous timing. So odd. So very odd. And that's not even all I've noticed. But maybe I ought to move on to the manor now. They'll be waiting for me.
Latin inscription. En nessis, mi fili quantilia produncia mundus ergatur. You don't know, my son, how little wisdom the world is governed with. I tend to agree.
Immunität erkannt. Lord Mortimer, was habt ihr denn für eine Immunität? Überzeugung. Okay. Aber an sich müsste das doch, warte mal, und der Diener, Schwäche, Manipulation. Okay, also ich kann manipulieren, aber vielleicht nicht unbedingt überzeugen.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop? Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance.
Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Konfrontation. Während einer Konfrontation musst du durch mehrere Phasen gehen und dabei so überzeugend wie möglich bleiben. Konfrontationen wirken sich auf den Verlauf der Geschichte aus. Daher solltest du bei Bedarf auch deine Fertigkeiten einsetzen. Bei jeder Konfrontation wird grafisch angezeigt, wie sehr du die Person, mit der du redest, überzeugen konntest. Okay.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Kann ich vielleicht erstmal so speichern? Nein, verdammt! Oder geht das? Speichern und zum Hauptmenü zurückkehren. Ich möchte eigentlich... Na komm, entweder wir versauen es oder wir versauen es nicht. Ich wollte ehrlich zu ihr bleiben, aber...
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow, then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Be it Mother or myself, our motto has always been discretion in all things, and to promise to never betray a word of honor. Was your secret safe with Mother? It will be even more so with me.
You have convinced me. The mystery with which your mother manages her business proves that she carries your motto close to her heart. Your words seem sincere, my son.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Manipulation. Oh, ob der Manipulation... Warte mal. Weiß ich über dem schon irgendwas mit seinem Schwächen? War das der hier? Ach komm, ich versuch's.
Look, you seem hesitant. The simplest thing to do is just to give it to her when you see her. After all, it's not that urgent.
Yes. I mean, yes, it's urgent. I mean, what if we don't find each other here on the island?
Though I don't know yet when I'll be leaving. I might not be staying for very long. What to do? Can you see a solution? Come on. Just give me the letter for crying out loud.
I cannot run the risk alone. I am going to trust you. You seem like an honest man.
Bingo.
Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Moment, ich muss mir hier kurz... Okay. Konfrontation, letzte Phase. In der letzten Phase einer Konfrontation musst du die Person, mit der du redest, überzeugen, indem du die passende Dialogoption auswählst. Wenn du dich falsch entscheidest, wird die Phase so lange wiederholt, bis du die richtige Option wählst oder keine Fehler mehr möglich sind. Okay. Also die letzte Phase kann ich nicht mehr versauen. Jetzt will mich übrigens... Okay.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Derice.
Was? Ich habe was freigeschaltet? Ich bin charismatisch, ich bin vertrauensvoll. Ah, okay. Du hast Endpunkt Manipulation. Du hast... Ah, okay. Das ist jetzt hier... Gut.
They are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Verborgene Elemente. Viele Hinweise und Gegenstände sind nicht sofort ersichtlich. Manche von ihnen wirken sich auf dein Abenteuer aus, deswegen solltest du stets die Augen offen halten. Okay.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men. Opened Brutus's page. Caesar, stabbed by multiple blows at once, sees Brutus raise the dagger on him. Then, covering his head with his robe, he delivers himself to the arms of the conspirators. Nice family. Let's keep it. Might come in handy someday.
Der klaut einfach ein Buch. So. Ich hoffe mal, dass ich hier jetzt noch nicht... Na, nee, das sieht fast so aus, als gehe ich hier schon zu nah zur Gruppe. Ich will erst mal noch woanders gucken. Schauen wir erstmal hier unten überall. Komme ich hier rein? Das ist nicht anwählbar. Das ist Beschiss.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this.
Habe ich eigentlich Punkte bekommen?
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Gut, hier erkenne ich gerade nicht so viel. Wen haben wir hier?
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Das wusste ich nicht, dass er sich selbst geblendet hat. Erdsternchen. Erdsternchen versetzen dich in den Zustand sensibilisiert versetzt nicht in den Zustand sensibilisiert. Du kannst vorübergehend die Immunitäten und Schwächen erkennen, die sich auf einen Dialog auswirken. Du kannst nicht mehr als 5 bei dir tragen. Dankeschön. Kann ich hier hochgehen? Nein, darf ich nicht. Okay.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States.
Herr Fuck!
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Über meine Mutter.
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Riche, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Na.
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Mr. President, Sie sind gruselig.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friend.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Ich würde sagen, ich bleib einfach mal bei dem tiefen Ausschnitt.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Außerdem, ich will da noch Sachen am Tisch.
Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing.
So, schauen wir mal kurz. Mortimer William, das war der. Sir Gregory Holm. Sir Gregory Holm, Baron von Nottingham, ist ein äußerst einflussreicher britischer Adelsmann. Als überzeugter Royalist widmete er seine Karriere dem Ausbau des Einflusses des Vereinigten Königreichs auf der ganzen Welt. Von der florierenden East India Company bis zu den spanischen Handelsposten in Amerika, die wichtigsten Entscheidungen der größten Wirtschaftsmacht der Welt tragen seine Handschrift. In England selbst trieb er den Abbau der Inlandsschulden voran und widmete sich als rigoroser Vertreter von Familienwerten, auch der Arbeiterklasse, indem er Armenschulen aufbaute, um jenen Menschen eine Ausbildung zu ermöglichen, die laut ihm die künftigen Triebfedern der nächsten industriellen Revolution sein würden. Sir Gregory Holm ist ein gewiefter Kontakteknüpfer und freut sich immer über die Gesellschaftstreffen, die sein alter Freund Lord Mortimer veranstaltet. So, Sir George Washington. George Washington gehört zu den Gründungsvätern der Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika und ist zugleich ihr erster Präsident. Washingtons Leben verlief zwischen militärischen Ehren und politischem Erfolg. Sarah de Richet führte ihn in die höheren Kreise einer einflussreichen französischen Geheimgesellschaft ein, des Goldenen Ordens. Später übernahm er den Vorsitz der amerikanischen Abteilung. Der Politik überdrüssig wollte er sich auf sein Anwesen in Virginia zurückziehen, aber er hatte die Rechnung ohne Lord Mortimer gemacht. Dieser ermutigte ihn zum Weitermachen, sodass Washington ein zweites Mal kandidierte und auch gewann. Washington, den Lord Mortimer auf seiner Insel eingeladen hat, zieht es vor, an solchen gesellschaftlichen Treffen inkognito teilzunehmen. Aber ich habe immer noch keine Punkte.
I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
And you, Emily, what do you think of my mother?
I only know her through the order. The one time we met, we only exchanged a few words in a corridor of Parliament.
And was the exchange courteous or impassioned?
I'm not sure if I understand.
Was there any reason for her to be angry with you?
Under other circumstances, I would slap your face for even asking, but I'll put your lack of tact down to her disappearance. Know that your mother is a woman I would love to work with. Her reputation is entirely deserved. Mr. Washington will be able to tell you more.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
Where did you first meet her?
I met Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making some terrible mistakes. She may not be a soldier, but believe me, she deserves a statue as much as Lafayette does.
I didn't see that one coming. There's no doubt Mother has many secrets that are still hidden. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about? My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Wer ist
Well,
das?
I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Ah! Okay.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady?
Warum muss es so schnell gehen?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Okay. Elizabeth Adams ist die Tochter von John Adams, dem Vizepräsidenten der USA. Okay. Elizabeth wurde bereits nach ihrer Geburt von ihren Eltern abgelehnt und offiziell als Totgeburt eingestuft. Sie wuchs isoliert auf und entwickelte sich zu einer labilen jungen Frau mit einer bipolaren Störung, die stark unter schrecklichen Angstzuständen litt. Ihre tiefsten Geheimnisse zehrten sie von innen auf. Trotz zahlreicher Behandlungsversuche konnte sie nicht geheilt werden und verfiel immer mehr dem Wahnsinn. John Adams, seines Zeichens befreundet mit Sir Gregory Holm und Lord Mortimer, schickten seine Tochter schließlich zu Lord Mortimer in der Hoffnung, dass er ihr zu helfen vermochte. Ohne große Zuversicht hält sich Elizabeth nun seit kurzem auch auf dem Anwesen auf. Okay.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Gut, ich will jetzt aber tatsächlich sagen, an der Stelle beende ich es tatsächlich. Als speichern und zum Hauptmenü zurückgehen. Weil mir tun tatsächlich schon die Augen ein bisschen weh und es fällt mir gerade schwer, mich zu konzentrieren. Was? Es gibt ja runterladbare Inhalte? Ach so, die anderen Episoden. Okay. Ja gut, die habe ich ja schon. So, ja, weil tatsächlich mir tun die Augen weh und das macht es so ein bisschen unangenehm zu spielen. Von daher ist es heute mal nur ein kurzer Stream. Trotzdem vielen lieben Dank an alle, die da waren, an alle, die jetzt noch gelurkt haben. Nochmal danke, Torf, für dein Follow. Auch danke, Nindo Station, für dein Follow, auch wenn der nicht im Stream war, aber habe mich trotzdem riesig darüber gefreut. Ja, tatsächlich hat mich jetzt The Council so ein bisschen angehuckt. Vielleicht werde ich meinen Plan ein kleines bisschen ändern und das jetzt erstmal reinnehmen und dafür eins oder zwei der anderen Spiele erstmal etwas weglassen. Oder vielleicht mache ich das noch extra dazu. Das weiß ich noch nicht. Aber egal. Jetzt schauen wir mal, ist denn zufällig, ich denke mal, Dennis dürfte ja auch noch online sein. Dann können wir den ja mal raiden. Denn er spielt gerade Martha is Dead, was gerade so vom Horror-Dings gut reinpasst. Also. Einmal hier hin. So. Und ja, vielen lieben Dank fürs Dasein und noch ein paar Sekunden, dann ist der Timer abgelaufen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye!